Hello everyone and welcome to Forex Trading Made Easy. I'm George Smith. Today I want to show you how important it is to be repetitive. What I mean by that is that once you find something that works for you, simply keep doing it over and over. So here's a trade you've seen me do many times. It usually works out, and this one did too. Here I am starting with 3 orders, one at 45, one above it at 48, and one below it at 42. They're all identical in size, and each will have a 12-pip stop to start with. I put on these trades because I believed prices had reached a peak, according to my Oscar log right here. Here's my first position getting filled. Here you can see the stop line 12 pips higher and my target down below. I had already calculated that if all 3 positions were filled, that's where I'd make my 5% for the day. As it turned out, prices went a little higher, but I wasn't stopped out and Oscar failed to go any higher than the previous high. By knowing this, I would have replaced the order if I had been stopped out. But prices began falling, and I was filled on my second order. When I trade this way, I divide my working capital by 4, and then use just 3 of the bundles. That way I lower my exposure to loss, so that if I'm stopped out of 1 or 2, I don't get hurt. By the time my third position is filled, I can combine my stops and lower them down to a reasonable level. Here I've combined my stops and brought them down just above the previous high. Let me show you how I do that. I simply grab my stop line with my mouse and drag it wherever I please. We now have a tool for MetaTrader 4 that you can use to do the same thing with. Now let me show you another tool I use. If I subtract this previous low from the previous high, I get a figure of 46. That figure is important because if I take 25% of it, that should be my entry point. If I subtract 12 from the previous high, I get a figure of 44. That's pretty close to my original entry point. And if I subtract 46 from the high, I get a target of 33.10. That tells me my 5% target I've selected at 33.25 is well within reason. Now let's move my stop a little tighter. At this point I can't lose any money, but I like to lock up some profit while I can. Once again I got lucky and wasn't stopped out. Here's how things turned out for the day. I ended up earning 5.8% for the day. That's all for now. I'm George Smith. Thanks for watching.